Alright guys, so here's an overview of the Renaissance Art History project that went up yesterday and I went over in our class meeting. Uh, since that has happened, several students have emailed me and cleared some artwork already with me, so that's good that some people have already started working on that. It will be due Friday night at midnight, just like all the other stuff. If you need a little extra time, reach out to me. This one, again, most of our assignments would be worth 10 to 15 points. This one, as a project, I made it about double what usual things are worth, so this one is worth 30 points, but you got to make sure to get all these different things done that I'll be going over. This is a research project. It's a little more involved. There's a lot of details. Um, Typically, we would do this over the course of 3 days. You guys have a whole 5 days to work on it. Um, so I believe you should be able to get it done on time. There's another video that shows you where to access these notes and where to access your presentation. So I've said this a couple times. First thing you're doing, finishing the notes. Don't ask me anything about the presentation until you finish your notes, because once you have all your notes together, you can knock out the PowerPoint in probably 30 minutes, maybe less if you're good with it. Okay, so we've been talking about the Renaissance. One of the big parts is the change in art and ideas, because these new beautiful art pieces that you guys have been looking at in the book, and if you started the project that you've seen, um, it's not just like one day they're like, oh, we're gonna start painting better or something like that. They didn't understand like depth, and they didn't understand why it was important to have colors and or certain types of colors and certain types of hues and all this art stuff we kind of take for granted today. This all starts with the Renaissance, and it's because there was new ways of thinking about life going on. Um, People were starting to ask if the way that humanity's lived so far, if it could not be improved, and that's what eventually led to art. So that's why we do this. We've done this for the last 3 years, focusing on this art history project. Okay, so the very first thing is, obviously, with the online version, your name will already be there, but just go type your name. First thing you got to do here, choose that artwork. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you guys because you can read, you can do it. Big thing, remember, it's got to be between these years. One person asked me about work that came just before this, and I approved it because it was very influential on the Renaissance in general, as far as new ideas of ways to do things. So you're going to choose a piece of art. Um, when you choose the art, there's three things you need to have. You need to have the name of the art and the name of the artist, and you also need to be able to tell me the year. Okay, so those are the three things, the proper name. So it can't just be statue, right? It's got to be whatever they're calling it. So what I recommend you do is you type in Renaissance art. There's a whole bunch of lists here. I told people in the meeting yesterday, there will be some that will display some nudity. If you guys aren't comfortable with that, it doesn't matter to me. This was a appreciation about humans and humanity and stuff like that. So one of the things that a lot of them show are, you'll notice, very muscular people and nudity in general, just because it was an appreciation of the human body. Obviously, there's plenty of other ones like the Mona Lisa, the Last Supper, Pietà, Sistine Chapel. There's plenty that don't feature any nudity, so I'm sure you guys will have no problem finding it. There's this long old list here. You can click here, and there's plenty more. If there's a certain artist, like you could look up the works of Leonardo da Vinci. And it would list all of his works at the top. Okay, so there's lots of different things that you can ways to do that. So once you have that, you're going to type that in. So the example I keep using is the Pietà by Michelangelo, and I believe, and obviously I would look this up. Go back right there. Okay, so here's some basic information. If when you look up the art and you're like, man, I don't want to read the whole Wikipedia article just to get it approved by Mr. Duffy, because you got to get it approved before you move on. The name's here. It's a sculpture. It's by Michelangelo, and it'll tell you the years. So then I can just type in my years here. Whoops. Okay. So I got that, and then what I would do is I would email these three things: the proper name, the artist name, and the years. I would email those to Mr. Duffy to get it cleared. And once it's cleared, here's your basic checklist. Three things. You complete the notes and the column that says completed. And I'll show you guys what to do with that in just a second. Next, and again, once your notes are all done, you're going to do that. Put them in a PowerPoint or Google Slides. It's actually going to be just PowerPoint now because of the way I set the assignment up on Teams. And then make sure you double check it. So it looks like a lot. And if I start scrolling down, the first thing are the historian notes. How was it created? When was it created? Who created it? Why was it created? What is happening? So you're going to give a description here. That's a little note just to help out. Description of what is shown. And this has to be specific. Like if I talk about the Pietà and I say, oh no, some lady is holding a guy. That'd be a horrible description. This is Jesus' mother holding Jesus after the crucifixion. So if I say some lady holding some guy, obviously you would not get very many points for this part of the assignment. Where was it the artwork made? That should also be pretty easy. This is the location of it currently. I do not believe that it was actually made there, but that would be something that you would have to look up. All right, so once you're done with each of those parts, you're going to put yes, 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 and yes. Okay, so that's telling me that you think you completed it. Okay, then I'm going to come through, and if you had said yes and I said no, that is because you did not complete one of these parts, but you had said you did. And by the way, when it says how was it created, you can be a little more specific on that, like what kind of paints they used, what kind of style of painting. If it was made from marble, you can say the Pietà was made from marble. Okay. The who, you would just say, and again, I want these to be full sentences. The name of the artist is Michelangelo. The statue was created in 1498, 1499. Right, and then I would just go through. Each of these only has to be a sentence. So all in all, this first one, the historian's paragraph, that would be about one page or one paragraph. And what I was going to show you guys is some examples. So here's an example from last year. When was it created? Who created it? Why? So he created it because he was paying homage to Michelangelo. It was created using oil paints. It was made in Florence. And lastly, what is shown in there. So they didn't quite do the notes in order, but that's okay because I see all 6 notes there. Another example. Same thing here. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So that's one slide, right? So each of these sections, so historian's notes and the next is biography notes, you can assume those are just one slide. So all in all, I believe it's 6 slides total. I know 6 slides might sound like a lot for a quick little week project, but keep in mind it doesn't have to be like super complicated. It can just be like, you know, one sentence. So again, 1, 2, there's what, 6 things here? So that's 6 sentences on one slide. Sorry. Next, biography. If you guys don't know what biography is, it's just about the life of the artist. Or a biography is just life of the person, I should say. So in my case, I was doing Michelangelo. Now this will be the one where you have to do a little more research. Okay, so go to your artist. You got to make sure you want to find some details. You want to put it in your own words. So you have to look through a couple things. I'd probably recommend Wikipedia will be really long. Like if we click on this, oof, look at that. You don't want to read all that, right? Goes on and on and on. He made a lot of work. So what you should probably do is you could use one of these other sites, you know, scrolling down. The other thing, so let's go here. Education level. If I go to Michelangelo and I hit Control F, it brings up this. And then I can type in education. Oh, okay. See how it says 0? That means this does not talk about his education at all. So what does that mean? I'm going to want to go somewhere else. But sometimes you can actually see, if you look up at the top, sometimes it might mention. See, a lot of this focuses on, barely focuses on his early life. There's just, yeah, probably a little short thing. So if you're going to look, oh, there you go. See? There's one note. If you're going to look, if you're going to use Wikipedia or something, or even the other websites, you're going to want to look pretty early on, because if we're talking about education, they weren't going back to school in their like 50s or 60s, right? It would have been all early on in their life. So early life and works, right? Look for that early life thing to find that education part. Okay. Major achievements, that would just be maybe listing some of the artwork, describing why they're famous. So you could say like, why are they famous? And then interesting facts. Other things stand out to you. Okay. Same thing here. Complete that checkoff list. Okay. So this next part will probably be the most difficult part. These first two should not take a super long time. I think you guys will be able to do that pretty quickly. So this is the art analysis. So with the art analysis, one of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to, sorry, I got to go back a little bit. Oh, what am I doing? Let me go to Teams. Sorry, talking to myself, guys. Give it a second to load. There's actually on our Teams, there is a file, which I mentioned in the other video, that talks to you or gives you some like a quick rundown on the elements of art. So there's 7 elements of art: texture, line, shape, color, value, form, space. And what do you see would be a little more in-depth explanation of what is happening in the artwork. So it might sound very similar. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna have to speed up. I only got about 3 more minutes left on this timer. Okay. So when you go there, boom, boom, go to files. Come on. Renaissance Art History Project. And the elements of art. This is already explained in the other video. So this will be the basics. If you want to get a little more in depth, feel free. But you're basically explaining how this is a good representation of art, talking about the 7 elements of art, and talking about the principles of art. The next one is very short. Let's say probably about 2 sentences for this. Okay. Why is this piece of art so important or significant? Why is it important? Why are so many of these art pieces put in museums? This might take you a little while to find too. Okay. And then lastly, how is this connected to the Renaissance? How is this piece of art connected to the Renaissance? Why'd you choose this one over all the other ones? So this is more of a how is this a representation? So how does this show the Renaissance? How is this a representation of what the Renaissance was all about? Okay. So I'm sure you guys will have lots of follow-up questions. I'm planning on having a meeting, I believe, on Thursday. I'm going to set up another quick meeting, probably just about 20-30 minutes. I'll make it between your classes, or maybe just later in the day, so that way I'll make sure that it's not during any of your classes. You guys can ask me any more questions you have. All right, there you go.